I often get asked, for example, how you sell SOA to the business. I might just point this once more. Never, ever, ever. You never sell SOA to the business. They don't care. You sell them BPM. BPM they love. And then as a final statement, you say, by the way, if you want BPM, the only way to do it is with SOA. Because if you've got a business process management tool that orchestrates all these individual steps, but you've got no steps, you've just got one giant integrated piece of one record, is useless to you. So if you want BPM, guys, you have to have SOA. That's essentially what it goes. I call them synergistic siblings because I like alliteration. But they really are. You know, doing one without the other is really meaningless, to be honest with you. Doing SOA without BPM will deliver you a small incremental improvement in IT productivity. Can be even up to 20 to 30% if you believe the claims. My view, controversial, Mr. Controversial, even at 30%, the most extreme cases of supposed improvement of IT productivity, SOA will not pay for itself. The cost associated with changing your IT, changing the infrastructure, reconfiguring everything, rebuilding all is monumental in large organizations. The billion-dollar change programs being executed in all 4 major banks at the moment, each one of them over $1 billion, is all about putting all of their systems to BPM SOA. $1 billion is what they'll have to spend. My gut view, they won't get there in twice that or 3 times that because of their starting position, but that's another story, and the complexity of execution. The best organizations for this are the medium-sized organizations because their starting position is so much worse, so much better. I mean, Bendigo and Adelaide Bank, as much as they'd like to complain about having 3 core systems and the problems that causes them are 2.5, that's very different than the 27 they have at Westpac, you know, and the complete mess. Basically, put another way, Westpac, NAB, ANZ, they've been able to build a Winchester House. They've had the billions of dollars, like that nutbag girl, to go around and mess up their house. Organizations that are smaller and don't have as much money have had much tighter control, and through fluke rather than design, haven't created anywhere near quite as much a mess because they simply haven't the money to make a big a mess as the others have made, which is a huge competitive advantage to the medium-sized banks. Huge. The American banks are moving on it. The medium-sized banks, they recognize this huge competitive advantage. Not seeing the medium-sized banks here move yet. One of the main reasons I came to Adelaide Bank in the first place is I do think and still think that Bendigo and Adelaide Bank is the perfect size. Not quite as good as it was when it was just Adelaide Bank, but it is still a very good sized organization to execute this in a reasonable time frame for a reasonable cost, and really take on the majors. Frankly, it could become the 5th major. I genuinely believe if one of the next tier banks gets this right, they will become the 5th major. They will be so efficient, they will be able to take market share left, right, and center off the big 4.